India in the 37th biggest milestone this year has in fact doubled its medical colleges. MBBS seats as well have risen 130% from 2014 to 2014. Now, why is this very crucial?
Okay, so let me put that into context. So we discussed under people's welfare 5 new all India institutes of medical sciences, you know, in non-city center places, so not Delhi, Bombay. You're talking about Rajkot, you're talking about Jammu and Kashmir, okay? But in brass tacks, when we talk about how many doctors can be produced and trained in this country, how many people who give the NEET exam and then struggle to get a seat, okay, then we discovered that so many people are training to be doctors in Ukraine, in Russia, okay, because they can't find MBBS seats in India. Well, here's the figure to put it into perspective. The number of medical colleges available has doubled, okay. So we've hit that milestone in 2024. The number of medical seats has more than doubled. So in the existing colleges, the seats have gone up and new colleges have come up. So now India will, from 2025 onwards, every year will be producing more than double the number of doctors every year. Okay, that is not a small mean feat. It's a big milestone.
It is a big milestone. Let me take that milestone to Pathikrit Pain. Pathikrit, not just of course is the number of seats increasing by this manner very, very important, but I'd also like you to weigh in, of course, on the other milestones we've spoken about, of course, from 5G connectivity rising to, of course, also having the pace of highway making rising to also the diamond bores. This is, you know, a significant achievement, not just for us in India, but it's something that the world will now look at and say, wow.
Oh, absolutely, Uday. First and foremost, as has been rightly mentioned by Rishabh as well, I just want to add one thing when it comes to telecommunication in this era of digital transformation driven by AI. That kind of transformation so far, when it comes to 5G was imperative for India. Preceding the 5G was making broadband feasible and viable for the common man. That played a critical role to ensure that the Indian economy continued to work from home, literally, even during the peak of COVID time. And therefore, even in spite of the initial hiccups, the Indian economy actually revived and had amazing growth rates, which most of the other economies, major economies of the world could not. So the digital transformation that Prime Minister Modi led in the last 10 years in terms of making it viable, in terms of making it profitable, in terms of making it affordable is a very critical landmark. Secondly, highways have always played a critical role in transformation of countries. John F. Kennedy had once stated that America, has good roads not because it is rich, but it is rich because it has good roads. Therefore, connectivity plays a critical role, especially if you look at farm industry, where you have perishable commodities. Access to market is so very important. So, connectivity plays a very critical role in that realm. When it comes to medical, it has already been mentioned rightly by Rishabh in terms of the number of MBBS seats, especially in the, postgraduate arena, the number of seats were always very limited. Now it has increased. We should not look at it only from the perspective of the number of hospitals that are coming up, the access which has increased for the common man. But look at how India has transformed as a hub for medical tourism.
Yes.
In terms of the number of people who come from Middle East, from South Asia, from Southeast Asia, because this is a country which gives viable, affordable, and yet quality treatment. So purely in terms of economics, if you look at it, it generates an enormous amount of employment. So whether you talk about, the digital transformation, the highway transformation, the medical infrastructure transformation, if you look at it purely from the terms of employment generation,
yes,
it had a quantum impact in the last 1.5 decades, which actually rather
okay. So those cascading effects you're saying should also be seen, which give us the holistic impact of course these milestones as well.